Manuel Maldonado is a Venezuelan migrant in Ciudad Juarez at the US-Mexico border. While he waits his turn for one of 30,000 US humanitarian parole spots per month, many others have not been so patient.
There are gaps in the wall which human smugglers take them to and tell them to go through without paying. On December the 31st, a lot of people crossed the border undocumented.
Those migrants haven't made it much further since then. Most are in El Paso, Texas. Fearful to move further into the country, where federal migration checkpoints would detain and deport them, they sleep on the streets of downtown.
We're
hoping for some good news about being allowed into the country. The conditions here are very cold and the children are suffering, but we're willing to be here for as long as it takes to reach our final destinations.
Rafael Garcia is the migrant shelter director at Sacred Heart Parish in El Paso, which is currently filled past capacity.
They cannot qualify because of Title 42 for asylum, but they're already here, so it's a very unique situation. I really don't know what's going to happen with this particular group of people.
While their future is uncertain, the migrants here are certain of one thing, that a return to Mexico must be avoided at all costs. A deportation following undocumented entry on their records would severely hurt their chances at humanitarian parole. That's a situation now faced by Claribel Mendez. Having been part of the El Paso migrant camp, she was detained in a crackdown by migration authorities last month and deported to Mexico. She now views the border wall from the south side, living on the streets of Ciudad Juarez.
The situation here is critical. There is a lot of violence, but my goal is still the United States. To arrive, to work. I'm not trying to take anything from anyone. I'll earn it with my sweat.
With the migration crisis reaching critical levels, it's now spilling across the border into the streets of El Paso. Alistair Baverstock, CGTN, Ciudad Juarez, Mexico.